Hello fellow business owners, it's Toby here, the owner and founder of Smart Business Coaching. In this training today, I'm going to show you the 4 key things that you need to do as a business owner to get in control of your money. And at the end, I'll also show you a case study from a client I'm working with where we've used these tools to help them improve their conversion rates, improve their sales, maximize their margins, improve their profits, and generate more cash. Cash that they're now putting aside to help them build their wealth and improve their financial position. The reason you're in business. They're doing that purely based on these 4 tools. So let's get into it and I'll show you what tools you need to implement into your business. The first step to getting control of your money is calculating your break even. Now, this is one of the most important numbers that you need to know and understand as a business owner to be able to run your business effectively. So what we do here when we calculate your break even is we actually calculate what your fixed costs are for running the business. So you know exactly how much it costs you each day, week, month and year to run your business. And then we work out what your margins are. And from that, we can work out then what sales you need to do each day, week and month to break even. A good metaphor for your break even is to think about it like your business as a plane and you're a pilot. The most important thing a pilot needs to know is where the ground is. Knowing what your break even knows how high off the ground you are from your sales point of view each day. So you know whether you're in line or in target with what you want to do. One of the 2 key numbers that you will learn when you calculate your break even is you'll work out what your cost break even is. So that's to cover your fixed costs, and what your sales break even is. So this little chart here, what we've got here on the left hand side, we've got sales, and here at the bottom we've got time. Those lines represent your cost break even and your sales break even. So that time could be each day, each month, each week. You can then review your figures, and that's what I do with my clients, and they use the dashboard, which I'll show you in a second, to do this. But each day they know, and each week they know, okay, we've achieved X amount of sales today, and then they can plot that on here, and you can see, okay, that day they were over break even, but not quite at the cost, at the profit targets that we want, and you can map it out. You know exactly where you are at any given point. And you know if you've had a good day, good week, good month or not. And ultimately, you know how high your business is flying. So this is one of the most important numbers that you need to know and understand in your business. And it's the first step to getting control of your finances. And it leads quite nicely to the next step, which is then about calculating your budget or putting a budget together for the business. Once you've calculated your break even, the next step is then to prepare a budget for your business. A budget is really a plan for your business, just in numbers. Numbers are the language of business, so you need to set your budget in numbers. This then gives you an idea of whether you're on track or not to achieving the financial results you want to achieve. Now you've calculated your break even. Part of your break even is you've worked out what your fixed costs are. And this includes all your costs for the next year. So you might be planning for new employees, planning for other moves to a bigger factory, whatever it may be. All of those costs are in there. The next step is then to calculate your sales forecast for the year and the margins you think you're going to get from that. That will give you your budget. And it's a bit like setting the GPS or setting the navigation system for your business. You've got an idea of where you want to end up and what results you should be getting each month. You can then use that budget to put it into your accounting software and do profit and loss accounts for the month, budget versus actual, to see how you're tracking. You can manage your costs in those areas, make sure that people aren't overspending in areas that are key to overspending, to make sure you get the financial results you want. But the budget is a plan. We need the plan in numbers. So this is really important you do this. And then that feeds into the next step, which is your business dashboard. The next thing I set up with my clients is the business dashboard. Now, if you think about the dashboard that's on your car as you drive, the dashboard shows key things that you need to look at as you drive to make sure you're going in the right direction, to make sure you're not going too fast, the temperature of the engine's okay, all of that stuff. That's what the dashboard is. It's the things that you need to look at in your business on a day-by-day or a week-by-week basis that are going to drive your results in your profit and loss account at the end of the day. So they're the things you need to keep an eye on so you know exactly where you're at and you can then work on them and do things about them to improve your results. So there's what they call key performance indicators. Now, most businesses, obviously you're looking at your sales, you're comparing your sales to the budget and your break even that you just calculated. You're doing that on a daily or a weekly basis so you know exactly whether you're on track to do that or not. You also might be monitoring things like margins, wage percentages, sales from specific areas that are important, average order values, conversion rates. So all of those types of things, you need to put that into a spreadsheet and report, which I'll show you an example in a minute from another client, and have that updated on at least a weekly basis so you know exactly what's going on. And often I'll sit down with my clients and we'll review that each week. And what that does is we know exactly whether we're on track or not, and we know what we need to do to improve those results. And it helps to drive and motivate you as a business owner to know, oh shit, we didn't reach sales this week. Oh shit, conversion rate's gone down. Oh shit, traffic on the site's gone down. Whatever it may be that you need to focus on to help you improve results. It's really important you set that dashboard up. The last step we have to work on to help you get in control of your finances is setting up your cash flow forecast. Now you need to manage cash. Cash is king. So cash is really important you manage it properly in your business. If we go to a car analogy, cash is the fuel of your business. We need to monitor your fuel to make sure we're in control of it, to make sure we look after it properly. Most business owners manage their cash by looking at their bank account, but that doesn't help you plan for the future of what's coming up and what's needed and what's not. So you need to set up a cash flow forecast. With my clients, I've got a very simple tool that we use, which is a weekly forecast. And every week that gets updated with the dashboard so we know exactly where we are from a cash flow position. That also is then used to help plan to make sure we put money aside for your BAS, your GST, your super, all of that stuff. And then also we put money aside into your wealth account for the money you can take over and above what you need to live from to actually improve your financial situation. And the idea is we get it out the bank account each week. We know from a cash flow point of view whether we've got enough money to do that or not. We transfer it across into another account, so it's out of your main account. So when you, as a business owner, look at your big bank account and you think, oh, I've got loads of money. You've moved it out and you go, oh shit, I need to work a little bit harder because there's not enough money in there. And this is a really useful tool to help you actually have that cash at the end of the year or the end of the 6 month or the end of the quarter to take from your business. Too often I see clients where they come to me and go, I made 400,000 last year, but I've got no money. Where is it? And it kind of just gets eaten up unless we deliberately move it aside and take it and use it for what we want to use it for. But you do that by setting up your cash flow forecast, a very important step. I'd like to end with a case study from a client of mine who are a lovely couple who run a kitchen and bathroom business. They renew and renovate kitchens and bathrooms here on the Gold Coast. Now, they had been coaching with me before and had done a lot of this stuff before, and they dropped off from doing it, and they came back because they noticed their sales had gone down over the last financial year and they weren't getting as much profit as they were before. So this time 12 months ago, and we're doing it again right now, we sat there, worked out what their break even was, calculated where they were at from a financial point of view, where their fixed costs were, what profit they wanted to aim for, what our daily, weekly and monthly sales targets were. We then broke that down into a dashboard, and for them it's about obviously getting leads, quoting on the jobs, winning those jobs and the average order value of those jobs. So we set up the dashboard to manage that. We then also implemented a cash flow forecast so that then they could manage their cash flow, start and put money aside for their tax and their payments for materials, as well as starting to put some money aside for their wealth building strategies as well. Now, one of the key things that happened is after we calculated the break even, we could work out what staff we could afford and where we could get any help in specific areas or not. And then we could also put up a budget together for the business. We then put that into the lead register, which then is a system that we use to track their leads and their conversion rates and their average order values or average job value. So they went from, like we set a target at the start of the year for a conversion rate of 25%. Their conversion rate was sitting about 24. We thought, okay, if we put these strategies in place, let's put a target at 25. We don't want to be too ambitious. We then had targets for how many leads we need, how many, obviously then how many quotes, how many leads we turn into quotes, how many of those quotes we win, and then our average value that we needed from each job. So we knew we needed 10 jobs a month to reach the target we wanted to reach, which we set a target for these guys. I think it was 100K a month. That was the target. And the previous year, they'd reached that a couple of times. This financial year, they've reached it every single month. As an average over the year, I think they're on about 110 or 120 is their average that they've done over the 12 months. And this has come from us, first and foremost, understanding the numbers, but then monitoring it on a regular basis. Their conversion rate went from 24% to 30%. So their conversion rate will finish, it's just over 30 at the moment, which adds huge amount of dollars to their revenue. And we've done this by first and foremost setting that up, but then monitoring that on a weekly basis. So we jump on a call each week with their salesperson, and we go through that to see where we're at, and we're high-fiving when we're reaching our targets, and we're working out what we need to do if we're not. But it's now we know it's a numbers game. And now what that's done is put for 400,000 on our revenue, and it's put another 200,000 to 250,000 on their profit, which now they're managing through their cash flow and starting to put that money aside. So not only will they get money to live off, they've now got money to put aside to help them build their wealth and use that whichever way they like. And we've just done our planning for next year, and it looks like the profit's going to go even higher next year. And we're starting to put even more money aside each week. This stuff can be life-changing if you implement it. Most people overcomplex the money side of things, but these 4 tools will give you enough to improve your situation and to get more money into your hands. Now, if you got this far in the video, please make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. There'll be lots of training like this can help you out. And if you'd like any help getting in control of your numbers, just please reach out to me, book a call, we can have a chat. Thanks, guys. Talk to you soon.